Successful visit here to Ikleston, 2-1 victory. What do you make of that game?
Hard fought win. To be fair, it was a proper graft that. We knew that. Listen, you do your own work, you watch your games, you get your reports, and got what you've got to expect when you come here. They were so unlucky last week. The boy getting sent off 55 minutes, whatever it was, changed the course of the game, winning 3-2. So they can do a little bit of everything. They can play. They've got good technical players, but they can also go direct into the big fellow up front, play off him. The throw-in's an absolute nightmare to try and deal with. Corners are always on point. So you've got to concentrate for long spells when you come here. But I thought we looked after the ball really well in parts. We played a little bit more direct when we had to. And it was, as I say, it was a hard-fought 3 points. There's nobody coming here and getting a nice, easy ride. So they're pleased.
Obviously, almost 2 different halves. Just in the first half, Lewis went down, bit of treatment, got back up, scored the goal, went down again and came off just before half-time. Just what sort of character is that to battle through to half-time with some sort of a knock and then score as well?
Yeah, he's an experienced boy. He's a top player, Lewis. And he's slotted in there at left centre-back. Well, Scott's probably had a couple of games, where he's not been himself. Who I thought himself when he came off for Lewis at half-time was fantastic. Really good performance. But Lewis is a very experienced senior pro. As you said, we were trying to just eke it out half-time out of him. Let's get the goal. And then obviously topple back over and couldn't carry on. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it's nothing too serious because the injury list at the minute is looking pretty long. Added to the fact that we had a sending off as well, and I know you'll probably ask me that, but it started to creep back up again.
Yeah, obviously, incident at half-time saw both sides go down to 10 men. That sort of changed the game in the second half because there was a lot more space on the pitch. What sort of ask is that of the remaining players, the 9 outfield players, to cover that much ground?
Well, it isn't covering that much ground because, as I said, as you said, it's 10v10, so it's more exploiting and using the space a little bit better. They went into a 4-3-2, which is always brave. Guys that did it against us the other week. We had to match it. They scored a goal, we scored, but then we tweaked the shape slightly and went 2 up top. And we always feel like when we get our full-backs, if you want, in wide areas, we're going to ask questions and cause problems. And listen, when the pitching game opens up like that, the space that we can play in, we're always going to be a big threat. So it changed the dynamic. But I thought as equally as the first half, we also controlled the game because we certainly didn't do that, but we looked after the ball when we needed to.
That second half opened with 2 goals, one for either side. After that, was it a case of trying to tighten up a little bit and making sure it didn't become end-to-end? Yeah,
I think it did become end-to-end. When you've got 20 players on the pitch, or 18 outfield players on the pitch, and as you say, the amount of space, it naturally happens. Players get attracted to the ball and it leaves space in behind. I think that happened a little bit. I thought we defended our box unbelievably well. But Matthias in goal, with a couple of punching and a couple of unbelievable takes off crosses, took the pressure off us, made a great save at the end off that free kick. The kid who spanked it home about 40 yards last week. So we defended our box really well. I felt like we deserved the clean sheet, in fairness. The lad who got the man of match for them, struck it ever so well. But we defended really well. I thought it was a really good, from especially the second half of the 10 men, defended really well.
Obviously, coming towards the end of the game, tired legs, chose to use Sean in the middle of the park, just sort of to cover the ground. Was that something planned, or how do you feel like he slotted into that role?
Sean can play a number of positions. He actually played central midfield for Hyde when they played against us earlier in the season, where we actually saw him play. We thought it was fantastic. But in that type of game, where it was touch and delivered onto us, he's probably our best header of a ball at the football club, along with Lewis. So for him to go in there, pick up the big fella, the 7 that they had, 𝗲𝗀, who causes you problems early. He was fantastic. He's not kicked a ball probably for 3 months, Sean, with injury, and then being away, with Hong Kong in the Asian Games. So I thought he were really good. I thought all 3 subs who came on, to be fair, in the frantic game, were really composed. Did really well. Banji up top, got over the ball. Scott took the pressure off us driving with the ball, but it was a good performance from the subs.
Obviously, excellent travelling support yet again, wasn't it?
They always are. You run out of superlatives when you're doing the warm-up and they're coming in singing, and massive number that have travelled on the train. When you think about how far we are, listen, we're growing. Everything's growing. You can see it each time, the away support's building. And if we keep performing like that, leaving everything out there on the pitch, it's good. They'll keep coming back. That's what we're about. We want to represent the fans more than everything in the town. When they look at the team, they can see themselves in it.